of last year's final then. With a final down the road in Exeter in 2 weeks' time. And Alex Tessier for the Chiefs gets us started, and it's a 15-15 start as Emma Singh comes careering onto the ball. Gloucester Hartpury up and running over the halfway line. Natasha Hunt plays in for Monaghan, Irish international. Missed a couple with a brain injury, but she's fit and ready to go in this one. Lakey George. That one coming down right on the 22 where you'd want it to be. Tessier inside sizes up the return kick. Singh is well positioned. Hunt has gone in there and had to help secure the possession, so it'll be her co-captain Zoe Allcroft who helps get it away.
Really bright start from Gloucester. I've seen Emma Singh carrying the ball really well already. Speed of ball. Mohan's really trying to get it going.
Hurd. Super from Tatiana Hurd. That was as flat as it gets, but it's a perfect hole for Beckett to come through. And then George again. Maud Muir in the middle. She loves to try and free the hands, but you take your eyes off Maud Muir for a second and she'll continue to rampage, which she did. George, this is a super start from Gloucester Hartpury. Singh swung around, in for Allcroft, gets low, two in the hit. And they stop Allcroft as Hunt goes looking once more. It's a shorter angle that time. Mackenzie Carson, Bethan Lewis waiting for it, as is Muir. It'll be Muir in the middle, just to tip it on for Beckett. And look at the metres that Sarah Beckett can make. They've shortened the Exeter Chiefs' defence. They'll pile it over the top. It'll be the game's first try, and it'll be scored by Lakey George.
It's a brilliant start for Gloucester. It's exactly what they want. Here's Tatiana Hurd. The only way she knows is forward. Then they move the ball really nicely. Maud Muir thinks about that offload in the middle, keeps hold. The recycling of the ball from Gloucester is always so good, so efficient. Zoe Allcroft knows exactly where the space is. They had about 4 people outside of her. Yes, we thought they might kick a fair amount, but actually if you're able to make lots of metres with ball in hand, then they'll keep doing that as well.
Lovely in the week talking about the daggers that she shot Mo Hunt in their game against Saracens when Hunt was trying to go quickly a couple of times. She said, we need to just slow the pace of this down. It's the sort of honesty you need between two co-captains on the field. Leach ships it on. Haven't really seen much of Exeter on the ball yet, and it's Gloucester Hartpury again as it comes through Neve Jones to help it on its way to the outside channels through Welsh international captain Hannah Jones. Back in. Oh, it's a lovely ball back inside from Brock. Hunt again goes short side. Singh, the footwork's good. Pass goes to hand. This is turning into be a super start for Gloucester Hartpury if they can make this pay again. Exeter having to try and stop the momentum here. It's a low one for George and she flicks it out the back. Not the easiest to take, and it was almost going to be
back foot red.
A gift on a plate for Buchanan.
Tackle.
One.
Chiefs then with Allen. Thrust back for the clearance kick. Robin Wilkins under all sorts of pressure.
Just catches a boot as the ruck arrival entry. And then this is them at their best. Nice moving it down the line. Attack back on those inside shoulders. And then there's a lovely, nice offload passage of play. Interlink between Brock, Allcroft, back to Brock. Really nice.
Bind. Set.
In from Brooke Bradley. Started every game of the season, but look at the pressure that Gloucester Hartpury pile on, and Bethan Lewis is the one who comes away with it. Brock away from Monaghan. Under the shadow of the post, another chance for the attack. Lakey George, a bit more width on it. Can they make it work? They've just lost a little bit of momentum here. Still on the attack here, Gloucester Hartpury, as the clock starts to tick into the 7th minute. Gloucester Hartpury on the attack here, ball back inside. The tribute's being paid to Rob Burrow as Gloucester Hartpury look to get ever closer. As we've seen marked at Wembley, at Twickenham, at the Stonex, it's our turn at Gloucester to pay tribute to the passing of England and Leeds Rhinos legend, making nearly 500 professional appearances before his greatest challenge in battling MND. We send all of our thoughts to the family of Rob Burrow, and it looks as if it's going to be try number 2 for Gloucester Hartpury.
For Gloucester Hartpury, it's just relentless at the moment. Their handling ability close to the line, their ability to keep the ball alive. Mackenzie Carson there going really close. And then it's great hands on the edge again.
Exeter Chiefs average marginally less visits to the 22, but they're one of the few teams in the league that actually have a higher conversion rate, 3.3 points per visit instead of 3.1. They might not find it as easy against the defending champions today, but they are certainly tiptoeing into that Gloucester Hartpury 22, or being repelled from it, as Emily Titosi just found out. Quicker ball for Bradley this time, through Wilkins. Doidge arriving in that centre position, so often a fullback. Leach. Oh, nice one out the back. Maisie Allen managing to help ship it on. Buchanan, though, I think is going to be shown the door here by Mo Hunt and her friends. In terms of your thinking around a coach of the season.
Both on the ball.
Superb people man. Can he oversee a back-to-back campaign? Well, the ball's been pilfered by Chiefs, and Katie Buchanan makes a few metres back into that 22. Then it's there for Dutch international Van der Velde. Cantona had to reach and get hold of that, but this is better from the Chiefs. Cantona again, just got caught a little bit behind her own player, and Emily Jeffries. Of course, news that Maddie Feonati has got that contract with England. Great opportunity for her, but she is a player that's largely been sitting on the bench for much of the season behind the likes of Jeffries and Rachel Johnson. And it is Johnson, USA captain, who started every game at the Pacific 4 Series at number 8, but that's the turnover. And Natasha Hunt straight onto it. Could see she was looking for an immediate box kick clearance, but eventually employs the use of her fly half in Claykie George, who will oblige with the metres required.
Oh, look, great to see Exeter finally getting some hands on ball and able to get through some phases. But just look at this defence from Gloucester and Maud Muir in particular. There's absolutely no way through on that opportunity. And then this is where it breaks down. Neve Jones again with a tackle. Bethan Lewis straight over the top. And Gloucester are able to clear their lines with relative ease.
6th on the list for turnovers over the course of the season. Bethan Lewis was the starting 7 in last year's final here against the Chiefs.
9 onside.
Getting a little bit of movement as the ball is under the arm of Titosi, Canadian international. Now she will try and smuggle it away to Brooke Bradley. Referee happy enough that it's gone backwards, as it's with Buchanan again. Getting a decent amount of time of hands on ball, Katie Buchanan. Then it's Leach away for Johnson. Lewis getting over the top of that one again, but just loses her footing that time. Van der Velden into the double hit as the blonde ponytails swish from Monaghan. A little bit of width for Ailey Sinclair, the Scottish international, to work with. And played a bit of Super W with the Queensland Reds, Ailey Sinclair.
Advantage, move clear.
Now there's a penalty advantage being played for the Chiefs. A chance for them to go, and Brooke Bradley has gone, and she's making super metres. 2 metres short. Chiefs reload, going for the line. Georgia Brock has done her best to get under that.
Time off.
Time is off. Let's have a listen to Harry Warbound.
Did he award the try and therefore looking for a way to disregard it, or was it the other way around? But on that occasion, I think it's exactly the right call.
Down from Johnson. Trying to get the heave on it while Sarah Beckett is bound in a position to try and pull it the other way. They'll be happy that her initial position was legal. Now it's away from Bradley. Cantona. Hendy unable to effect a turnover, so Tessier, who hasn't got much room to work, but has managed to find a slight outside arc, and then finds Buchanan, who has to step around her befallen teammates and try and find meters to set up the ruck. Bradley's there, to Tosi an option. Canadian with the carry, accompanied by Allen, denying Georgia Brock the chance to get over that. Cantona stepping back in against the grain around Neve Jones. Doidge, first receiver that time, and able to ship it on through Wilkins. Tatiana Hurd putting in the defensive shots. Allen gets up ahead of Steve into Jones. Two players locking their hands on it. Bethan Lewis, one of them, and Gloucester Hartpury get the penalty.
Yeah, in the right part of the pitch for it at the minute. Susie, thanks for your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Lauren. Susie Appleby, head coach at Exeter, gets away into the hands of Bradley. Wilkins ships it on. Cantona, big one to try and send Tessier on the outside of Mia Venner. Buchanan comes back in. Venner, another one of those on the transition contract announced this week by England. Dummy switch. Then eventually it's Cantona. Does well to bring Delika Menin onto the ball. Wilkins just managed to lose Claky George. Incumbent Welsh fly half from another Welsh fly half. Cantona looking back inside, but that's a Sarah Beckett-sized door closing in your face. Loose ball. Leach. It's a lot of toil from Exeter Chiefs, isn't it? But it's proving to be a hard door to batter down.
Good decision, back onside. Back foot release.
Chiefs just need to be disciplined and hold their shape here with the possession that they get. Might be the offloads that help them find a way through. It's nearly there for Natasha Hunt to play. Then there's a knockdown in the tackle. Referee is still playing the advantage, but it's Tessier who picks it up, being tracked down by Zoe, Irish international, who's pretty handy. Rachel Johnson picked. Natasha Hunt was observing closely as to when the hands went on the ball, when she could legally go round. Bradley, Wilkins, Doidge, Tessier. Just shipping it on nicely. They weren't quite able to create the extra player on the outside they'd have liked to. It's back in field for Demi Swan. And on the periphery of the Scotland squad in her time, Demi Swan was unused at WXV2 last year in South Africa. Stepping in the late absence of Hope Rogers. They were desperately hoping Rogers would be fit. She's here in a boot. Menin. Just get through, isn't held, so can pick the ball up and go again. Wonder if the offload had just gone half a second quicker to Rachel Johnson, whether the hole was there, but this is better. Away from Swan, well picked up on the floor by Titosi. Off the boot of Bradley. Allcroft more than happy to cuddle her into her arms and bring her to ground. Lewis in with the tackle. Leach at scrum half for Allen.
You just get the sense at the moment that Gloucester are reloading their defence quicker than Exeter are reloading their attack, which means it's all just a little bit, not stunted, but it's kind of on the back foot just a touch.
Has to be whiter than white from Gloucester Hartpury as Chiefs find a bit of room on the outside for Sinclair, but Gloucester Hartpury are a side that concede the least amount of penalties in their own 22. You can see they're just happy to keep that cherry and white wall to doing the business. Cantona pirouettes in. Oh, Menin's just lost it. And it is a knock-on. Well, listen to the rapturous Hunt breaks away, receives it from Allcroft. Have they got numbers to try and attack from here? Hunt, lovely draw and pass. And then for Singh, who gets it away from Venner. Lovely work between number 8 and number 9 to set them on their way. And then it's Monaghan, and they will all try and play as it goes from Hannah Jones for Hendy. Menin gets over it. Oh, not quite able to get the turnover. It was someone not rolling away before Menin got there. But look at that. From inside their own 22, ball in hand, up to the 10-metre line. It's why we love the PWR, by the way.
Yeah, this is Gloucester Hartpury at their very, very best. Just done that huge defensive set, which takes out so much energy. Defending is so difficult. But this is them at their best. When it's on, it's absolutely on. It doesn't matter where you are on the field. Mohan drives so hard, commits Marion Deutsch. I reckon Emma Singh could have driven square and potentially released Mia Venner on the outside. But nonetheless, it's brilliant meters gained. Great continuity again. And within a blink of an eye, they're back down in the Exeter 22 with a line-out attack.
Yeah, they made it slightly easier for Katie Buchanan defensively, didn't they? But Buchanan also an able enough defender to have made it harder for the attack. But this is into the 22 again from Gloucester Hartpury. Back inside from Hurd for Allcroft. Hunt has a look right. I think Claky George said perhaps it's not on this way, but it will be on the other way. Hunt there again. Neve Jones gets low. 2-on-2 tackle. Both hookers in the collision. Bethan Lewis crashes through off the back of Leach. And then it's Claky George. And it's the big sell of the dummy from Claky George. And it's a second try for Gloucester Hartpury fly half Claky George. And 2 come along at once.
It's so good from Gloucester. Again, they're just able to win those collisions. The speed of ball is absolutely rapid. And then they've constantly got options at the line, inside balls, outside balls, ability to offload. Claky George, player of the final, last time out, started so well in this game. We speak so much about her kicking ability, the length of kick, but we've already seen they can't set their defensive line how they would want to. They can't then get off the line, and they can't make those dominant tackles. It at 10.
Yeah, getting used to the reins. That fly half for Wales as well, starting throughout the Guinness Women's Six Nations behind Eleanor Snowsill, of course. And as you say, player of the match in that final. She's in a great vein of form and just 24 years of age.
Didn't think she lifted it. No, don't go in.
Chiefs have to get something, and they have to get it soon before the circus run away with it. Wilkins had to be a tighter pass because Bethan Lewis had come up on the outside and shut down anything else. That's loose. Oh, look at the techers and the control from Hannah Jones.
We get the touch.
And it's a chance to send Henley away on the outside. And the roar comes from the shed as Gloucester Hartpury comes fighting into the 22. The in, the out, the finish from Pip Hendy. And Gloucester Hartpury have a 4th try inside half an hour in this PWR semi-final.
This is the initial error, just a little bit overrun for me in the middle. The touch of Hannah Jones, I could watch that all day.
Yeah, I mean,
get that on a loop.
When they talk about assists, I mean, we obviously know in rugby that's passes. We're so used to it in football as being a little dink through or something. I mean, that is as good a football assist as a rugby assist. She's been in since Rachel Lund was injured in round 9, and Sean Lynn, I think, is pretty pleased with the progress that Pip Hendy has made. What a finish that was. Wilkins, well positioned. Little chip through.
Check that, Pete.
Hunt will take the mark.
I think Mo Hunt called that just as it had left the boot. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. And again, Gloucester just trying to get that territory now.
Yeah, Georgia sent that upfield. Didn't quite find the touchline. Tessier for Allen. Leach then on for Johnson. Tatiana Hurd putting it about in defence as much as she does in attack. Menin then arriving. Sense of menace about that carry from Menin after it was her knock that sent the loose ball over for Hannah Jones to play keepy-uppy with a couple of moments ago. Lovely ball back inside. That's Sinclair coming off the right wing. And then it's Van der Velden. Wilkins. And it's a chance for Buchanan. Buchanan in against Singh.
Not out, ball is not out. No.
Johnson, Leach, pumps the dummy. And the process needs to be careful about getting isolated. Bradley then for Cantona. Hurd again. Van der Velde. Exeter fans are cheering it on. Worryingly for the Chiefs, Gabby Cantona stayed down, who's such a linchpin in their midfield as Tessier tries to bring it forwards. Hannah Jones had to stop the tackle. He was told to release initially. And then, in fact, it's going to be the Gloucester Hartpury penalty. And Mohan wants to go quickly. But with Gabby Cantona down.
Tackle, knee to floor.
Certainly we are going to wait a moment to see if the USA international is fit to continue.
Tackle complete, knee to floor. Right, that's over more,
Lewis.
inside 5.
It's not been one of the strongest areas of Gloucester Hartpury's game, the line out, just a 77% success rate. Fair bit down the charts compared to others in the league. And that was a little bit loose, and in fact it came forwards from Hendy, picked up by Hurd. Oh dear, when it's not going your way. Quick penalty taken, then knocked forwards, and Mohan wasn't going to hang around. Hurd does well to stay on her feet. The offload was a little bit loose. Beckett's dived to ground to get hold of the loose ball. Now it's there for Hunt. Oh, it's another loose bit of play. It can mean that some of your international stars have to sit it out. Rachel Johnson with the carry. How Exeter Chiefs need a score to Tosi. They have scored 89 tries over the course of this season compared to Gloucester Hartpury's 93. Oh, it's another super turnover. Goodness me. So many threats defensively to try and get around, and Georgia Brock is another one of them. She's in the top 10 for tackles made this season, along with Bethan Lewis, but that was another brilliant one. Turnover queen.
Georgia Brock's been brilliant this season, as that kick doesn't quite go out.
Yeah, Buchanan bouncing back in field. Oh, Beckett.
Back, good.
Ripped it momentarily. Menin. Swan. Oh, is this coming back on the Gloucester Hartpury side again? It's another penalty. And it's Georgia Brock again. This is my job. I'll get in and do it.
I think she was sad that the kick didn't go out, so we didn't get to see her highlights reel. But as I said earlier, she's been brilliant this season. In a back row that is absolutely stacked in terms of an international profile, she's really stepped up.
Yeah.
This is the first one. Look at that speed over the ball, straight on it, brilliant body position. And then the second one, very similar, not as involved in the tackle. Exeter player landing on their back. It's almost too easy for her. Exeter have got to have a big focus on pushing that ball back as the ball carrier, and then speed of those first two attacking in the attacking breakdown in order to secure their own ball.
Those are turnovers. Talking about the number of tackles that she makes, she's in the top 10, but actually in places 11 and 12, or 10, 11 and 12, Rachel Johnson, Maisie Allen and Katie Buchanan are all Chiefs. So defensive effort and ability is there in both sides. Attacking-wise, well, we're seeing so much from Gloucester Hartpury so far in this one. Monaghan will deal with the loose ball. Buchanan will dump the Irish second row and skipper.
Buchanan punches so far above her weight. She's so impressive as a winger.
Hunt for George. Lovely missed pass to send Bethan Lewis through the gap. Mohan screaming on the inside, but Lewis didn't see her co-captain. And it's a turnover from the knock-on. Chiefs with the chance to try and play from outside their 22.
No, don't go in there. Move.
Surely if Bethan Lewis had looked inside, it was try time for Natasha Hunt.
Tackle!
Menin. Beckett's so casual about her ability to just get in the way and cause problems and be a menace for an opposition. Bradley. Wilkins on the try line. Bradley's going to dummy the pass back for the clearance. Rachel Johnson.
No.
Need to be careful with the ball in hand inside their own 22, bearing in mind the turnover potential from the home side.
Ball fly. Set.
It's a huge shove from the home side on the Exeter Chiefs scrum. Penalty to the Cherry and Whites. 2 arms in the air from Sam Monaghan. Clock might be in the red, but the Circus have no desire to stop entertaining us in this first half. Have another look at this.
It's super powerful from this Gloucester pack. Look at that, just that patience, just that dip, and then that drive. Everyone working together, all in sync. Maud Muir and Mackenzie Castle love that one, and as they should.
WXV coming later in the year when they will meet their Canadian friends internationally.
Stolen backwards.
Oh, but then it's been stolen by Exeter Chiefs at the line out. And you'd think that job number 1 is get this off the park, which is exactly what Brooke Bradley decides to do for the second half. The Shed on the far side have been delighted with that first 40 minutes. Can Exeter Chiefs start to give them something to worry about? Is the first carry from Miller Mills. Bradley. Just a slightly late feed as Wilkins got around the corner, but that's a really good carry from Van der Velden. Super work. Much needed meters, and well, Emily Scarrett said it at half-time. Chiefs have to sort of forget about that first half and come here and now play, show us what they've shown us over the course of the league to date. Miller Mills again.
Agreed, ball out.
Little chip through. George, the one to take it. Punt. Sensing no one was quite in the backfield. Katie Buchanan was just about there, but it skipped past her into the 22. And Bethan Lewis is giving chase. And Buchanan, oh, it didn't seem like there was any way out of there. She has managed to get out. Hannah Jones was keen to try and get over and get the turnover, but not quite that time. Wilkins for Deutsch, but Van der Velden unable to get hold of it. Knock-on advantage being played. Fallen out of favour a little bit with England under John Mitchell. Maisie Allen. Hunt takes the free kick from behind the mark, then cuts in field, then gets the offload away to Mia Venner, and how they love Mia Venner around here. But Rachel Johnson's tried to get in and rip that away. Not quite that time. Lewis.
Stay there, Rob.
Hunt has it. Carson waits, releases it out for Hurd. How did she pick up that? It's there for Jones. Jones for Singh. They got Hendy on the outside. Singh to straighten and try and go for the line. Brought down a metre short.
Advantage over.
Hunt's there. Muir. She will drive hard as well. Players arrive to get cleaner ball as Zoe Allcroft is bisected by the Exeter Chiefs opposition. Slows down momentarily. Beckett driven on. Hunt gets there, wanting quicker ball as Muir finds the line. Penalty. As blimey, how did we get away with that?
I remember it well.
Thank you, George. From Hunt. Wilkins looks at the options. Chooses neither. Takes the contact to Tosi. Tip on. A little bit high there. Just losing a bit of momentum. They need to get the go forward. Deutsch will do that. Started every game, Meryn Doidge. Wilkins, oh, it was a lovely floater out there for Buchanan. She had a lot of work to do to try and get hold of it, but then she has lost it in the tackle. So now Singh trying to step back in, perhaps with a sense of something to prove against those who've remained contracted or on transition contracts, as Emma Singh, one of those unfortunate to miss out. Back for George. Fancy the chance of a simple exit, but it's Tessier who will try and run it back. Little Dink is among a collection of Gloucester Hartpury players, just to try and cause a little bit of confusion as to who might take it. Cleared into the big screen on the halfway line.
Probably second time of asking for Gloucester in terms of clearing their lines, getting the ball off the field. But this is what Katie Buchanan can offer. She's so agile, so powerful, not the biggest in stature, but the acceleration off the mark. This is a brilliant ball from Robin Wilkins, and then she just takes people on. Maisie coming back in field. Georgia Brock again involved in that steal in the tackle.
Oh, nearly lost by Feyanati. Brock just getting over that ball momentarily, but then it's there for Van der Velde, and there was a weak shoulder on the inside. And the Dutch international able to step through that, and then to Tosi. This is better from the Chiefs, and it's quicker ball as well. Menin recognising the chance to go. Brock trying to get over the ball and possibly managing to do so, not quite. Closest Exeter Chiefs have come all game. Johnson!
Georgia Brock again, she might be unlucky to have not been, didn't obviously hold on to the ball on that occasion, but over every single breakdown. And then it's just a little bit of patience. So hard to defend when you get that close to the line, when she's that powerful and she's that low.
Mills. Just beginning to trust those little shorter tip-on passes, Exeter Chiefs. They've got to give it something. That was good work from Hunt to just shut down that outside angle.
Tackle now. Good.
With the drive. Leach having to deal with the Gloucester Hartpury shirts that were trying to come through and cause an issue.
Transfer of weight right, deemed to have hit the floor beforehand, and again that kick's not gone to touch. And Emma Singh brings it back. Fantastic runner of the ball, with Gloucester immediately back on the front foot.
Almost had no right to earn the amount of metres that she did there. Emma Singh. Hunt for George. Beckett, the dummy runner. Lewis. Oh, she floats the long one over the top. Found Jones, who had to reach hard to make it. And Jones, wherewithal to consider the option of the pass. Flaky George lays it back for her half-back partner, Natasha Hunt. Hunt's form, ensuring that she's on one of the contracts from the Red Roses and not made to work or wait any longer. Zoe Allcroft then with the carry, and it's Hannah Jones again doing the clear-up work and scything and slaloming this way and that. Allcroft shipped it on. Venner trying to get on the outside. Venner still tiptoeing down that right side. Brock. Hunt looks right, goes left. George fizzes it across, knowing she'll find Bethan Lewis in that gap. El Perry then able to support. Then the quick hands, and they find Maud Muir on the outside, who will fire it out to Sarah Beckett. Muir and Beckett like centre to wing, but prompt to second row.
Fantastic from her to keep her foot, beat it. And then this ball from Claykie George. We saw it in the first half, linking up with Bethan Lewis again. And then El Perry, ability to keep the ball off the floor. Maud Muir playing like a centre, Sarah Beckett finishing like a winger. This Gloucester Hartpury side have got talent, pace, power, ability throughout, and they understand their roles within the system so incredibly well. Look at this little offload off the deck. They understand where the space is and how to get the ball there.
The big thing on first half was how we defended our 22 for 11, 12 minutes, and then turn over ball and worked hard on that transition. So awesome work.
Is this as complete a performance in attack as you could have hoped for in the semi-final? We've just seen a prop on the wing, setting up a lot.
Yeah, look, you know, that's something which we take a lot of pride in our play, just making sure that backs, forwards, they're linking up, their combinations. You're just looking at here, everything is intent and going forward.
Yeah, you're doing a good job of commentating on this, but we'll hand it back to Nick.
Emma Singh will finish an end-to-end score. Started by Mia Venner, finished by Singh. Marion White. Sean Lynn talking about the transition from defence to attack. Emily Scarrett, what about this?
It's so impressive. Again, that ball from Claky George right across the front of the defence. The fizz on it to get to Mia Venner. We've not seen a huge amount of her this game, but her ability with ball in hand. You can see Eleanor Perry there. She wants to give it. She's trying to find the space. Decides it's not the right option with defenders in the channel. They just take their time. They recycle again. Brilliant ball from Tatiana Hurd. She understands the depth management. She doesn't move her feet. She just holds her ground, fizzes that ball across. And Emma Singh scores it, but she's got Rachel Lund outside as well. And Gloucester is still flying.
I feel like we could have enjoyed Sean Lynn finishing the commentary on the whole time, couldn't we? No doubt enjoying every minute of what he was seeing.
Okay, hold forward.
I think the moral of this story for any team wanting to try and take on this Gloucester Hartpury side is not to do it 2 weeks after they've been beaten by Saracens.
Yeah, we spoke earlier on, didn't you? You asked me, was that a good thing for them, or is it, you know, potentially something that could dent their confidence?
You can answer us now.
I think we've got a decent answer on the scoreboard.
Feyanati, good bust through the middle. Sarah Hunter, who was watching Feyanati during that first period of the season as the England coaching staff went on their rounds to have a good look at everybody, and Hunter in her transition coach role was also looking at the back row options, and like what she saw in Feyanati, backed up by the rest of the coaching staff, that then saw her earn her first cap during the Guinness Women's Six Nations debut against Italy. Expect to see a lot more of her next season, of course, daughter of Zach Feyanati.
Beckett is just absolutely flattening people today. Another brilliant shot from her defensively.
Naomi Brennan trying to find some metres where there are not many this afternoon. Then it's Tessier, then Doige, just finding Tatiana Hurd.
Exeter just playing between the 15-metre lines at the moment. Just not able to get enough shape to get them into a wider channel. And Gloucester's defence just absolutely containing them within that. Got to get the ball to an edge, got to stretch them, got to really challenge them.
Just get a sense that the Chiefs are tiring a bit as well, don't you? Having to put it all in defensively and chase down Gloucester Hartpury. Then when they've got the ball, the effort to try and find the space and find the holes is just drawing so much out of them to do the job.
Set.
Top PWR assister with 17. She was top with 28 last season, was Hunt. It's a decent shove from the Chiefs. Maloney for Leach. It's going to be the quick breakaway from Feyanati, Wilkins, and then off the wing comes Sinclair, and it's worked nicely. Could just quite get the offload away for Doige on the first phase. It's gone backwards. Tessier, quick hands to give it to Buchanan. Trying to get those legs going. Oh, is that backwards enough from Bradley? Maloney. And released that back from Brennan. It's gone forwards though. Natasha Hunt. Pick up from Lewis to Hunt. Cannon. Tiptoed away from the whitewash, but Emma Singh is holding onto that shirt for dear life. Gloucester Hartpury. Another defensive shift as Van der Velden carries. Wilkins, Deutsch into Hurd. She is going to be sick of the sight of Tatiana Hurd. Just not allowed her any room to play at all. Wilkins, Feanati, well met. Oh, Zoe Allcroft straight in, gets the ball. Tui Pilotu away for Neve Jones. Hunt wants to come back to the right as Allcroft holds and gets the little offload away for Brock, who was well nailed by Maloney. Counter ruck is good from the Chiefs, or is it not? Referee saying players having to put their feet on the ground and go to ground.
From rest two of his most valuable assets in Claky George and Mo Hunt at 62 minutes in the semi-final. I mean, it just shows the place that Gloucester Hartpury are in.
100%. They're trying to track down this attempt to get to the wider channels from Exeter Chiefs. There'll be a little bit of switcheroo of positions now for Gloucester Hartpury in terms of the back line as well. TNT Sports 1, June 22nd, just under a fortnight away. They will be taking on Bristol Bears live on TNT and streaming on Discovery Plus. Maloney dummied the offload. She's made a strong stuff, rides the tackle. There for Brennan. Brennan's looked pretty comfortable since she's come on for the 20-year-old. Leach on for Miller Mills, then just the tip on for Tessier. They were desperate to try and find a bit more room for Sinclair on the right. Turnover, Gloucester Hartpury are also going to get the penalty.
10 if they need it.
Yeah, they do like what they see. Oh, it's been one back, and now it's Neve Jones. Almost got two balls on the field for a minute. Millie Wood brings back the playing days and whacks that one off as El Perry. Driven back, Bianca Blackburn hurriedly trying to get hands on it. Tui Pilotu. Haven't seen too many metres in the carry from the Welsh internationals so far. Tatiana Hurd will happily take up the cudgels and continue to do so in the 66th minute. Back in it comes. Little ball inside from Lewis to Tui Pilotu was nice, and she's still going, Tui Pilotu, believing she'll go all the way, because she will go all the way.
Brilliant play around the front of this line-out to start with. Love one of those special plays, just taking the Exeter defence by surprise. Neve Jones up the front, Castellucci, and then Cecilia Tui Pilotu. This is the carry first, from Tatiana Hurd, just setting them up. Sees Cecilia, just that inside ball from Bethan Lewis. I mean, she's a physical joke, isn't she? She is all power, all intensity, all intent. Zero right to score from there. Breaks the first, hands off the second and the third. Shows the ball, bumps the fourth, rides the fifth over the try line. What a finish that is.
Going, right, how do we stop that exactly?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be under no illusions as the challenge in front of them. This is a pretty much a full-strength Gloucester Hartpury side, obviously with the exception of Alex Matthews. For Exeter, they've obviously missing quite a few of their key players. Suffered a decent amount of injury throughout the season, so it probably wouldn't be the team that they'd want to put out entirely if they had everybody fit and healthy, but nonetheless, you've got to play what's in front of you. Gloucester Hartpury have absolutely smashed this one so far.
Fourth time this season they've brought up 50 points or more. Tessier sends it down for Singh. I was going to comment on Tui Pilotu's try where she looked like, okay, I've got to ride the contact of the first one, I've got through. Oh, well, now I've got another tackle to get through. By the time she saw Tessier, she said, I'm going to bowl you out the way here. Remarkable. Oh, now that was semi-charged down, but Tessier will try and make the most of it. Broken play is normally something that much rather suits Gloucester Hartpury, such as their ability to score from counter-attack. 31% of their tries this season have come from turnover ball. But what have the Chiefs got as Feanati plays for Buchanan, who's just lost it, but you heard it was a rip from Gloucester in the process. A little bit more depth from the Chiefs. I don't know whether that's because they're tiring and struggling to get there, or whether it's by design. Decent carry from Hanlon. Plenty of time around the England base. Oh, and that's a nice chip through from Tessier. Oh, and she's almost basketball played it back for her teammates. Brennan. Oh, it was lovely. The way the bounce pass will just work out sometimes. The support not quite there initially, but then it arrives from Hanlon. Quicker ball to get away this time. Over the top from Bradley, looking for the option. Controlled by Buchanan. Exeter Chiefs going in search of a second try. How hard they've been to come by for Susie Appleby's side.
Tackle clearly made.
Oh, and have they got themselves a turnover? Not quite. Gloucester Hartpury.
Have a look at the break if we've got
not getting out of the way. Quick tap taken. Maloney going the way herself.
This is the original break. It's completely fortuitous. A ball on the ground, picked up. Great last-ditch tackle. Lizzie Hanlon on the support line. Brilliant scramble from Gloucester. And then cleaner Maloney.
9 tries in 11 appearances for Maloney now in the league. Tessier. Dosido's this way, Dosido's back. Miller Mills, in fact, got the wrong set of auburn hair. Bradley always got nailed.
Yes, release.
Hendy spotted the chance to just line her up. Then it's Orchard now with the carry outside the 22. Tessier back in for Miller Mills. The two redheads working nicely together. And Miller Mills striding away. Needs to look over the shoulder for the support. It arrives just in time. Leach throws the big one. Out wide for Hanlon. Hendy's tried to get in and wrestle that away. Got no time on the ball. Taz Bricknell having to go in and get that one away. Former Gloucester Hartpury player herself, and of Bristol as well. Tessier. Oh, that's not the greatest execution of the little dink through. It's just handed possession over to Gloucester Hartpury. And listen to the shed. Listen to King's Home. Named Queen's Home before. And it's certainly the Queens of Gloucester that have put in an astonishing performance this afternoon. A little bit loose at the back, Singh with some work to do as she eventually stumbles to the floor. I think that was the slowest fall in history. Bethan Lewis. A little bit more depth on it from Millie Hyatt to just send this downfield and say, let's play the game in another area of the field, please. Brooke Bradley just wants to run this straight back down this channel. Tried to smuggle it to Tessier, that didn't work out. It's gone forwards at least once.
2 knock-ons.
It's going to allow Amy Dale to take it on.
Okay.
Hyatt. Oh, she's looked for the kick on the wide outside to try and give Mia Venner a chance. Venner nearly gets away. Then Hurd coming back to the right and will get the ball away to Hendy. Pip Hendy to try and go in from the right wing once more. Brought down as she cut her way back in. Now Venner for Allcroft. Allcroft goes through 2. Eventually brought down by Leach. Perry, so close. Players arriving. Over the line, is the ball down?
Held up.
No, it's held up.
All right.
Amazing defence from Tessier, given the circumstances, given the scoreline. As Gloucester Hartpury look to put another one on the board with 73 minutes on the clock and the game done.
There's some lovely touches throughout that passage of play. The crossfield kick, probably a little bit too deep for where the space was, but regathered nonetheless by Mia Venner. Offload out the back from Tatiana Hurd, and Gloucester come again.
Rachel Lund absolutely blown her way through the tackle, and it's Tui Palotto again. Certainly no sense of being worried about having come back from a broken wrist from Rachel Lund in that drive. Away from Hurd once more, Venner. She's got the manoeuvrability of an octopus, the way she just moves one way then the other. Full 360 degrees from Mia Venner. Blackburn just sniping. Then it's away for Brock. Denied a couple of moments ago as Rachel Johnson tries to stay in the fight and make the tackle. Then it's Allcroft, then away for Perry. And the wave of cherry and white shirts is just causing nightmares for Exeter Chiefs. Sinclair in a really good position to make the tackle and win the turnover. Admirable hunger from the Chiefs.
So we're just going to check 21.
And from the Scottish international.
Huge overlap again. But just watch this read. Comes from the outside, wraps up the ball. Doesn't matter about a two-player overlap if you're going to do that, and then you're going to get over the ball.
Get between a Gloucester Hartpury and a Saracen side, but there is something so fascinating about the game against Bristol as the final this year.
I think it's so exciting. You know, the ability that both sides had to move ball, to play with the ball, to express themselves. You know, it's certainly not going to be a boring kick fest.
Chip through from Buchanan. Venner having to chase back and predict the path of the oval ball. Hendy was the one to take responsibility.
Don't push it into her.
And you'll forgive us perhaps for talking in foregone conclusions about the final next week. We are into the last few minutes of this one with 50 points on the board, so I think it's probably all right. Fired back for Hyatt. Is this going to find touch? No. Tessier, well positioned. She's had a brilliant game. For those on a losing side who've contributed well, you'd have to say Alex Tessier is right up there. Poppy Leach.
Advantage of feet.
Offload was good for Johnson. Tessier once more, firing it back for Brennan. Just had the legs taken away.
Okay, back.
Penalty, Chiefs.
15. 7 off feet, yep, good.
Tap and go from Rachel Johnson. Gloucester Hartpury not interested in competing at that breakdown. As the Chiefs look for another. Deutsch driving as hard as she can. Will the Chiefs leave Kings home with a third try? Miller Mills waits. Leach goes. Stopped short.
Short, use the line.
Oh, they tried to smuggle it. Was it knocked on? It was. Mum, Jacqueline will be very proud.
We didn't actually get one of those today, did we? Should take it back over.
Didn't live up to the name. Lewis, oh, how well have they dealt with that under their own posts. But, oh, well, it's gone forwards, in fact. Scone goes down, encouraged to use. Tessier, they've got numbers on the left. Tessier will float it wide for Buchanan to finish it off. That was well worked. It's just a level of rugby and finishing that Exeter Chiefs could have done with in the first minute rather than the last. Katie Buchanan with the score.
Yeah, it's a really tough way to finish, but it just shows the heart and the togetherness of this Exeter side. You know, it's been a tough afternoon for them in terms of the scoreboard, but finishing on a small high like that, I think is, you know, no more than they deserve for a brilliant season that they've had.
Conversion effort bounces off the upright. It won't be the extra 2 for Tessier. It will be the end of the road for Exeter Chiefs. But my goodness me, it's been a great, gritty and glorious Gloucester Hartpury performance. 8 tries all in all. The brace from player of the match, Cakey George. Among a phenomenal collection of scores and a comprehensive performance that sends Exeter Chiefs back down the M5, where Gloucester Hartpury will follow them in a couple of weeks to take on Bristol Bears. The second semi-final finishes Gloucester Hartpury 50, Exeter Chiefs 19.